They sit beside you. They laugh with you. They share your secrets, your wins, your pain. Their arms feel warm, their words sound sweet, and their loyalty seems certain. But beneath the surface, something is off. Just slightly. Something you can't quite explain. A quiet inconsistency in how they support you. A hidden tension every time you talk about your dreams. At first you brush it off. Maybe it's you, maybe it's stress, maybe you're being paranoid. But it lingers. It gnaws at you. Until one day you realize it. They don't truly want you to win. They want you dependent. We're not talking about haters. We're not talking about random toxic people from the outside. This is more dangerous than that. This is someone who has learned how to act like your friend, while secretly operating as your opponent. This is about that twisted dynamic hiding in thousands of relationships all over the world, the frenemy. And if you don't spot them early, they will dismantle your confidence, fracture your self-image, and poison your mind, all while never lifting a blade, because they don't need to cut you. They only need to nudge you, leave you second-guessing, create just enough doubt that your own fear does the rest. Now that's real power. That's real strategy. That is pure Machiavelli. The most dangerous enemies are not the ones who declare war. It's the ones who camouflage it as care. People who don't just want to see you fail. They want to stand close enough to watch it happen, so they can call it love while they smile at your fall. This is real social warfare. It's not fought with weapons. It's psychological, strategic, calculated, a slow erosion of your spirit disguised as a relationship. But you don't see the cracks because it all lives in the unspoken moment. The passive jabs, the backhanded praise, the empty silences when you need support. And by the time you finally trust your gut, the damage is already done. Let's not fool ourselves. Machiavelli understood this darkness intimately. He wasn't just a philosopher, he was a realist. He saw people not as what they pretended to be, but as what they were when no one was watching. Friends are great for stability, but Machiavelli warned about something far more potent. Friends who threaten your emotional power. Friends who know your inner world and use it against you. Frenemies who smile while they starve you of real support, of real protection. So how do you know? How do you decode their subtle warfare before it's too late? It starts with the emotions they trigger, the discomfort you can't place, the exhaustion that follows their presence, the invisible weight every time you tell them good news. You want them to be excited for you. You hope they'll be proud, but instead, it feels like they're tolerating your success, waiting for you to mess up. And then, they pretend to be your rescue. It's sick, but it's real. These are the insidious signs you're dealing with a frenemy. They only show up when you're losing. They're there when life punches you in the gut. They send messages when you're crying. Call you when you've just been dumped. Comment on your sadness like it's a shared ritual. You'll get through this, they say. I'm always here. But fast forward to the good moments, the promotion, the engagement, the career breakthrough, and suddenly they're busy. They ghost. The congratulations feel forced, artificial, delayed, and generic. It's not that they forgot. It's that your rise threatens their own comfort. When you're broken, they feel useful, even superior. Your discomfort reassures them that they're not falling behind. Your darkness makes them feel a little brighter. It's perverse but undeniable. The emotional predator wrapped in the costume of a caretaker. In private, they'll say, "You're going to be huge. You're amazing." But strangely, they never seem to share your wins with others. You write a book? No post about it. Get featured in an article? They're silent. Get a life-changing opportunity? Nothing. They minimize your light around others because deep down they don't want people to see you shine. Because you shining makes them feel like a shadow. They won't admit it. They may not even fully realize it, but emotionally, they need you small. They need you digestible. They need to keep you inside a version of yourself that makes them comfortable. And when you evolve, when success sharpens your voice or expands your presence, they redefine you as arrogant, attention-seeking, too much. It's not that you've changed. It's that your growth has exposed their stagnancy. Frenemies are notorious for copying your style, your slang, even your mannerisms. At first it flatters you. You laugh it off. We're so alike, you say. But it gets darker. Because soon after they start imitating, they mock. Suddenly the traits they borrowed are twisted into insults. You take fashion risks. You're always trying too hard. You work hard in silence. You're so dramatic. Nobody's watching. The same things they once admired become weapons. That's not coincidence. That's resentment. They don't just want to be like you. They want to replace you. But when they see they can't, they use shame to shrink your uniqueness so no one else notices what makes you special. Ever hear a friend say, "I'm just being honest"? That's usually a red flag. Frenemies hide judgment behind the mask of honesty. If I were you, I wouldn't aim so high. You know people might judge you. Or, you should tone it down a little, it makes people uncomfortable. These aren't suggestions. They're psychological chains. Little pieces of doubt designed to reprogram your inner narrative so that you pull yourself back down. That's how psychological warfare works. No attack, no blow, just words. Strategic words that plant guilt, fear, confusion. Because a frenemy doesn't destroy you, they make sure you do it. And this is key. Most frenemies understand you deeply. They're not random people. They've sat in your pain, held your tears, heard the midnight phone calls where you fell apart. They know your insecurities like a map. So when they strike, it's not random. It's surgical. Precision strikes straight at your esteem. And when the damage surfaces, they deny it all. Don't be so sensitive. That's not what I meant. You're overthinking. Gaslighting in its purest form. Making you question the fire even while your hands burn. Pay attention here. Someone mistreats you, publicly, and your friend still interacts with them. Likes their posts, laughs at their stories, follows their content. When you bring it up, they say, "I'm staying neutral." That's not neutrality. That's betrayal wearing a polite voice. A frenemy will never draw boundaries for you. Why? Because they secretly enjoy your exposure. Your emotional pain isn't a liability to them. It's entertainment. And let's not forget, frenemies are obsessed with information. They collect your weaknesses just like Machiavelli advised, not to confront you, but to control you. Think about it. After months, maybe years of feeling uncomfortable, you distance yourself. You question the relationship. You take space. And what do? They act shocked. Where is this coming from? You're acting weird. Are you okay? It's psychological manipulation. They know the damage they caused, but now they flip the script to make you look irrational. This is called reputation defense. The minute they sense their disguise is cracking, they go into recovery mode, painting you as the problem, the one who overreacted, the one with trust issues. It's character assassination, but quieter, more strategic, more Machiavellian. So here's the brutal truth. Frenemies aren't always born. Some are made, created by jealousy, suffocated by comparison, triggered by your elevation. Sometimes the person who started as your biggest supporter evolves into your silent rival. Not because of you, but because of what your growth forces them to see about themselves. You became a mirror they don't want to look at anymore. And so they begin to chip at you, not openly, but subtly, consistently, strategically. Look, you owe yourself the truth even when it's painful. Stop confusing history with loyalty. Just because someone was there for the old you doesn't mean they'll advocate for the new you. Watch how people behave when your life upgrades. Observe who claps with real joy and who claps out of obligation. See who leans in when your light gets brighter and who starts shading the room. It's not paranoia, it's protection. Machiavelli wasn't just talking about kings and politics. He was warning us about human nature. He knew people act out of self-interest. That love, friendship, loyalty, All of it can be real, but all of it can be weaponized. He wrote that men are quicker to forget the death of a father than the loss of inheritance. That's what power does to people. And when you become powerful, emotionally, financially, mentally, you become dangerous. Not to the world, but to people who secretly relied on your weakness to feel strong themselves. Now, here's the part they don't want you to hear. You don't owe a seat at your table to someone who will burn it the moment you get up. Let that sink in. You're not evil for letting go. You're not cold for creating distance. You are strategic. People will call you harsh, calculated, even arrogant. Let them, because emotional safety is non-negotiable. You are not selfish for choosing peace over proximity. You are not cruel for protecting your heart. The real cruelty is trusting someone to hold your soul while they slowly strangle it. Start walking in silence. Let your energy speak louder than your availability. Observe more than you explain. Distance reveals real intentions faster than confrontation ever will. Because when the benefits fade, so do the frenemies. And when the noise stops, you'll finally recognize who is clapping for you and who is waiting to take your place. So now that you know the signs, ask yourself, who came to mind? Who did your gut whisper about when you heard these words? Who felt like a friend, but drained you like an enemy? Will you keep pretending, or will you make the move they'll never expect? Because the world doesn't remember those who simply existed. It remembers those who knew how to play the game. So now tell me, are you ready to play it? If you've made it this far, I want to know who truly understood the message. Leave the phrase, "I now know the frenemy," in the comments, and let's see how many of you truly grasp what it means to move with strategy. If this video made you question something, if it made you feel seen or made you reevaluate the people in your life, like this video and subscribe to the channel, because this is just the beginning. I'll see you in the next one. And remember, don't be careless with who comes around you. Always be mindful of the frenemy.